Hello, everybody. It's Swanee. How you doing? On your way to a protest? Well, thank you for saying hi. Appreciate it. Can I probably guess what the protest is for? Hey, no worries, Swanee. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. You go fight that system. Can move my shop cam a bit here. That works. Does that work okay? No, not really. That any better? Okay, I guess. Let's see. Let's switch over and see. Yeah, not not horrible. Deal. Hello, Bex and Brandon. How you guys doing? I'm still waking up. Too damn early. But that's okay. My bench didn't get cleaned off. Some stuff I was doing the other day, so I'm having to do that now, so sorry. Oh man. I need to make another batch of cold brew, so I've just got it ready in the mornings. Never have too much coffee. Let's see. Alright, for expedience sake, I'm just going to move a lot of this crap. Thanks for the follow, Commander Root. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. I got this fun little, oh, thanks for the host, Brandon. Got little sharpening stone here. Oh, let me fix the webcam autofocus so it doesn't do that stupid pulsing thing. Max, have you been up all night? Man, I remember when I used to be able to pull all-nighters. Do it anymore. I mean, I've done them. I've had them at work and stuff, but getting too old. I'm doing okay. Yeah, I got this new sharpening stone. It's 1,000 grit on one side, 3,000 on the other. This is my diamond block here. I got this at like Harbor Freight. It was like $8. And it's goes 200 to 600. So do some sharpening this morning, and then play around with some marquetry. Because the thing I want to do for Zilla's heart piece is all marquetry, and I've never done it before. So it's either going to go well or it's going to be a disaster, and I'd rather have it be a disaster unpracticed than on his piece. So what were you up all night doing, Max? Gaming, I assume. Dude, you're addicted to that game. See, all right. I need to go get a little. Oh, thanks for the bits, Bex. That was super nice of you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you very much. Had family visit this weekend. Boy, that main cam's lagging pretty bad right now, isn't it? It's lagging real bad. All right, hold on a minute. Puppy bit. Family visit this weekend. Went out to eat. Had a ton of soda, so I couldn't sleep. Yeah. Right, hang on just a second. Be patient here while I. Check something. I swear these C920 cams just, I don't know. I haven't been super impressed with it. This other cam over here, my main shop cam, is a C270 and it does much better. And get it, replace this 920 with another 270. It'll be more than adequate for what I'm doing. I do have song requests active. I just don't have it playing through the stream because of all the like stupid DMCA stuff lately. So if you request a song, I will hear it. Excuse me for just a second, and I'm going to go grab a tub of water for this whetstone. Hey, and I didn't spill it. Soak up some water. All right, you know what? I'm going to, if you guys can be patient with me for just a second, I am going to switch cams. I'm going to put the smaller one over here. No, but it won't mount. Oh no, I can't do that because it won't mount to the freaking boom here. Damn it all. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'll have to put up a laggy cam. I'll have to rig it up that way for the next time. Thing's got these little like non-slip things on the bottom and they don't work. So I wet them down a little bit. Oh, that actually helps quite a bit. Try that. All right. Let me try something else here. I swear I'm like always fidgeting with crap on here. Oh, that lag is just bad. Let's see. I don't know. That feels a little better. I don't know if it actually is or not. We shall see. Bex, what are you up to today? Are you doing anything fun today? Ooh, beach day. That sounds awesome. Is it still super hot up there? Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Get rag here. Yeah. Nice edge on there. Close to Michigan. I've never been over that way, so I don't know what that means. Sorry. Is Michigan typically really hot or something? Oh, I guess it'd be humid because you got the lakes right there, huh? Changes temp wildly day by day. Oh, see, the only place I've ever lived where it was humid was when I was a kid. I lived in Hawaii, in Honolulu for about 2.5 years. And being next to the ocean, it's very, very humid. But I mean, year round, it's like right around like high 70s, low 80s. I think the average temperature there is like, geez, what is it? The average temp there is like 84 or something like that. The average annual temperature, 84 Fahrenheit. It was a good experience. As a kid from the white kid from the mainland, it's a little hard to fit in over there. I had a rough time in school while we lived there, but it is what it is. The place, I absolutely loved the place, but I did not have the best experience with the people. Oh yeah, no, like the last day of school over there is, they refer to white people from the mainland as haole, which I think means foreigner in Japanese, or not in Japanese, in Hawaiian. But it's used in kind of a derogatory sense. And some of the locals over there aren't too fond of some of us. So last day of school over there in the public schools is referred to as Kill Haole Day. I remember my 6th grade teacher very, very concerningly informed my parents that it would probably be best for me to not come to school on the last day. Because as soon as you leave school and the teachers aren't there to regulate stuff, they go and beat the shit out of the haoles. So I didn't go to school on the last day. A friend of mine did, and he got beat up bad, real bad. So yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, I knew other, white kids that lived there who grew up there, never had a problem. It was never an issue. So, they grew up there, they had established friends. It was never, ever an issue for them. So, go figure. Trying to get a nice, I don't know how well you can see it there, trying to get a nice polished edge on that. It's coming out pretty well, actually. Ooh, boy, that feels sharp. Piece of wood and test it. That cuts nicely. This paper? Any paper out here? An islander or from away. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. As rough as it was, I try to look at it as a sort of positive experience, I guess. Is it grew up in a place where like everybody was my friend, and I mean I was a bully to a couple kids. I don't like to think about that, but I mean if I'm honest, I was, and there were some kids that I treated very, very badly who didn't deserve it, and getting it turned around on me, I think in terms of human compassion helped, but I don't know, it is what it is. Yeah, that makes me really happy. Cool. I'll try sharpening a plain blade real quick, and then after that, I'll worry about sharpening the other stuff later. And we'll pull out the scroll saw and see if we can play around with some marquetry. Hey Ray, nope, no kilt today. I actually managed to get up fairly early, so I was like, take the time to put on my kilt and everything else, but I remembered I had to clean off my workspace here a little bit, and so I decided to skip it today, so I apologize. Alright, let's see here. Come on. Driver, loosen this thing up. Alright. This plain blade has seen better days. But we will fix that. Alright, we'll see how well this thing works. I still have never been to Canada, period. I've actually never traveled outside of the United States, oddly enough. Not even Mexico or Canada. We didn't do a lot of traveling when I was a kid. And the traveling we did do was just like road trips to, places 3-4 hours away. my wife got to go to Ireland for right before her senior year of high school. This blade's got a couple nicks in it, so I'm gonna go down to the 200 grit and get some of this out. If not, I'll have to do it on my grinder. And a carving set. We're starting. I learned really early on that even stuff that you buy, like blades and stuff you buy from the store, are not. They're kind of sharp, but they're not fully prepped. Like you still have to flatten, like chisels, you still have to flatten the back of chisels. Planes, you still have to flatten the soles. There's a surprising amount of work that still needs to be done after buying them, and I've never really had the full set of proper sharpening tools before now. So thanks for the host, Max. I've had this diamond set here for a bit. And I gotta say, honestly, for a $10 sharpening thing from Harbor Freight, it's actually quite nice. But yeah, it just these sorts of things are you just have to work with them and sharpen them, and once you get them really sharp, then it makes all the difference in the world. I always kind of heard that here and there. And then a friend of mine was showing me, I was over at his shop, and he was showing me the difference between just like a regular hand plane before he just sharpened it basically with the equivalent of what I had at the time, and then we ran it across a couple boards, and I mean it cut and did just fine. But then he pulled out a higher grit stone and a strop and did that, and it was like butter just slicing across there. It was awesome. And so I was very happy when I found this stone. There we go. I'm getting a nice burr on the edge there. Cool. Well, with this, like this little bracket thing, it holds the angle right flat against there, so it's not, it's not something you're gonna get cut with when you're sharpening. Albert, go on YouTube, Google just Google the scary sharp method of sharpening. It's a way to do it with. In fact, I don't even think they use stones. I think they just use regular sandpaper, which is kind of what I did for a long time. So if you don't want to do this, like this, I mean, this isn't bad. Like I said, I don't know if you're in the U.S. or not. If you are, this Diamond Life sharpener. You can see the brand there. This camera's being stupid. It was like $10 at Harbor Freight, which most diamond blocks are insanely expensive. And I mean, it's lower grit. It's like 200, 300, 400, and 600. But that and some sharpening oil, some honing oil, and it's this stuff, the lapping fluid. Get it in there. There we go. It's awesome. It works really, really well. It's not that hard to learn to sharpen stuff. It just takes time. And like, the chisels and stuff that I have, like, they're not the greatest quality. So they don't hold an edge as well as some higher end chisels would, but it does just fine for what I need. Yeah, it's getting a nice edge on it. All right. Let's switch over to these. We'll go to 1,000 grit now. There we go. Cool. That stone just laps that water up. I need to dip that again. Let that soak again for just a minute. Slurry all over my hands. Yeah, knives. Looking back on chat here, Beck's knives are a little different. I know there are things you can buy that will hold the knife at the proper angle. But a little bit different angle on that, which I do not want. There we go. Didn't quite have it all the way flat, which I would have continued, would have undone a lot of the work I just did, so. That's better. A lot better. I know a lot of guys that will do sharpening like this and do it by hand, just hold it on there and like I was doing with the chisel. I don't trust myself on these plane blades to do that, because that surface is so small. There we go. This little honing guide is really nice for that. All right. Come on. Boy, I really tightened that thing down. There we go. All right. Go around the strop here and see if we can polish this up the rest of the way. Now here I will use just feeling it. Yeah, there we go. That's coming out nicely. Yeah. Yes. Whew, yeah, that's sharp. All right. Let's see. Now we'll put cap iron back in. Or the chip breaker, I should say. On a hand plane, this little piece right here that meets up with the other side of the blade, its whole purpose is to help drive the chips of wood away from the blade so that they break off, don't clog up the space here. All right, Put a piece of wood in the vise and test this guy out. Oh, let's see. God, I can use. Yeah, I'll just use this piece of pine here. That'll work. Alright, looks like figure out the grain direction here. Adjust this down a bit. Whew. Yeah, that cuts nicely. I can get a nice shaving off of that and show you. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's what you want right there. Look at that. You can see through that. I don't know if that shows up well on cam. Can you see it? You can see through that? That's amazing. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That makes me so happy. I don't think I've ever had flame blades that sharp before. Like, seriously, ever. Wood curls. That's woodworking porn right there. Yeah, that does. That makes me super happy. Dump this out real quick. Ah, so awesome. Yeah. So, just leave me alone with my hand plane here for a while, guys. See you in a few. Oh, seriously awesome. And it leaves behind a nice smooth surface too. One thing nice too, like I know a lot of guys that do hand tool work. They don't bother with sanding. They have surfacing planes that they go over with, and it leaves a nice smooth, like smooth surface with much less work than you would expect on without sanding. Without sanding. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. That is about the best result I could have had there. Now I'm going to have to sharpen all the things. I mean, I was going to anyways, but now I'm super excited to. Alright, should we get the scroll saw and play with some marquetry for just a bit? Only streaming till, let's see, for about another 40 minutes today. Because we're trying to get the garage done the rest of the way. We can get our air conditioner installed, get our guinea pigs out here. Got a lot of work to do still, so. Put this stuff away. As normally, I would just push it aside and then it would sit there for probably a week. Trying to get in the habit of putting stuff away. Oh yeah, mandolins are crazy dangerous. They're awesome and they do their job well, but yeah, definitely dangerous. All right. Water off the bench. All right, let's see here. Put this stuff aside. You guys don't have to sit and watch me clean up my entire workbench. So it wouldn't be the first time. Plug this in so my phone over here doesn't die. And yeah, I do have music playing here in the shop. It is hooked up to song requests. I just don't have it playing through stream because I don't want to deal with the DMCA crap that's been happening. So feel free to put in song requests. I'm pretty sure they work. I don't know. Someone do a song request and we'll see, make sure it works. Table's all. Alright, let's see. Now I gotta check and make sure this thing is square. Yeah, if you do, just like in other channels, exclamation point SR for song request. And then give it a YouTube link. It should come through. Hey Grim, how you doing? Mother of pearl inlay pieces. Sides, we're going guitars trim. Gosh. I don't know. Are they just like super super thin, like as far as depth wise, or? I mean, you could use. I'm sure you could use something like you could use a router with a little like V bit, or it just depends on what shape the inlay is. I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. I'm gonna pull this guard off of here for just a minute so I can get the table here square with. Actually, not too bad. There it is. As the vertical as I can here. Probably about as good as it's going to get for eyeballing it. Hey, no worries, Bex. Yeah, Albert, what what's the inlay look like? Is it how thick is it? What's the shape underneath? I mean, that's going to determine a lot of it. I know I've seen some inlays that are kind of V-shaped on the bottom. In which case you could use like a carving gouge, a little V gouge. You could use, gosh, there's a ton of different things you could use. Guitar elevation. I mean, you could probably, if you're, if you made a template and we're super, super careful with the router, like maybe you could do that. I don't know. The guitar casing is already so thin, I'd be nervous doing that too. I don't know, maybe like I guess what it comes down to is I don't know exactly the tools that are used for that. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure there, but I'm just trying to think of things you could use. Because you'd want along the edge of, around, you've got the circle there. That's probably not translating very well in here, but you've got freaking pencil. Hang on, let me grab a pencil and draw this out. Because I would think you would want a fairly crisp edge. Um, you know, if you've got you know, the hole around the guitar, and then you've got the inlay on here. This other edge for the inlay. Come on, camera, catch up. Freaking thing. Okay, so this would be, you know, the hole over here. Camera's annoying. The inlay would go here, and then you would want this edge over here on the inlay to be flat, and you'd want it to be nice and crisp and smooth, so that as that inlay set on there, it sat flush with the guitar. So I mean, on such delicate. Hey, no problem, Max. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I mean, for such delicate. Gosh. For such delicate wood and as thin as it is there, I don't know. I don't know exactly what you would use. You might check. You might check online and see, because there's a number. Oh, you're totally fine, Max. Go get some rest. Catch you next time. Yeah, I'm sure they do. If you, I know on Reddit there's a luthiers subreddit that, from what I understand, is pretty good for beginning guitar makers and instrument makers. There's also woodtalkonline.com. It's a forum that was started by the Wood Whisperer, if you've ever seen him on YouTube. But there's a whole subforum on there just about you know, guitar making, instrument making, and all that stuff. So you might give it a shot. Those guys are all real good about sharing their knowledge, and you know, they get excited when other people are excited to come into the hobby. So they're. I can't speak for Reddit. I've had rough experiences in the woodworking group on Reddit. There's a lot of toxicity in there, but the Wood Talk Online group, super awesome guys. As long as you're willing to ask questions and take the advice, or at least listen to the advice, then you're golden there. You get guys that'll come in there and ask about doing something, and it's obvious the way they want to do it is a really bad idea, and people will tell them it's a bad idea, and then they get all pissed off because, why don't you come in here and just be told what to do? It's like, well, then why'd you come in here and ask experienced people a question, you freaking idiot? So, all right, so let's do some practice stuff here. Do some angled cuts, some curved cuts. Just practice some cuts here and see how it goes. Not bad. Come on, stay down. Not bad. I didn't follow this line exactly because it was kind of wonky, but at least felt like I could control it, so that's good. Yeah. I used to be really, really active on the Wood Talk forum. Haven't been for about 6 months. I need to go back in there just because I like a lot of the guys in there. And one of the guys in there sent me a free tool. I asked for advice on a tool, and he messaged me. It was just like, hey, it was a biscuit joiner. He's like, hey, I have a nice biscuit joiner in my shop here, and like I don't really use it. So if you want it, you can have it. Just pay for shipping. I was like, are you kidding? And he's in Washington. So he shipped it to me, and I was like, I need to know how much shipping is so I can reimburse you. And he goes, it wasn't very much to ship, and by the time I drive back down to the post office to pick up whatever check you send me, because he said he didn't do PayPal or anything. He's like, by the time I drive down there, he's like, it's going to be a wash. It's not worth it. So just take it. So I got a free DeWalt biscuit joiner out of that, and but yeah, super nice guys. Very willing to help. There's a couple guys on there that aren't afraid to be like, hey, you're an idiot. What you're doing is stupid. As long as you can take that in stride and understand they're telling you from a place of experience and they're not mocking you, then you'll be fine. All right. Yeah, this isn't too bad. I think I feel a little bit better now. You can cut surprisingly tight curves in there. You can really whip through. So yeah. All right. That makes me feel a little bit better. All right. So let's see. Let's get So I've got Zilla's heart piece here. So for those of you who do not know, Zilla is another artist on Twitch. He was doing a project where he's got this big wooden heart, and then he broke it all up into pieces, and they're all numbered. This is number 7. And then sent them out to other Twitch creative folks to see what they could make with it, and then send it back to him. And then he's going to stitch them all together with these holes. And I think he said he was going to use like a gold thread or something, like a gold wire thread. So, oh yeah, Zilla's heart project is super cool, and I've been like massively intimidated with what to do with this little piece ever since I got it. So, I think what I will do to start with here, take a trace of it. Woo, knock the camera over. There we go. It's coming off the mount. Hold on a second. Earthquake! All right. Back a little bit. Okay. So, trace this thing. Yeah, I asked him when he was doing it, I was like, I would love to be a part of it. I'm like, I'm brand new to the community here. He's like, hey, that's okay. Like, I want to see what you make. And the stuff that's been coming in on it are just absolutely beautiful. Before I do too much here, I should probably try and mark in where holes are. If I go, as long as I stay within about a ½ inch, I don't have a ton of space to work with. It might be smaller than what I wanted. It might be too small to do what I wanted to do here, but we shall see. I was wanting to do some marquetry of maybe something of like the Sawtooth Mountains or something representing Idaho that was not potatoes. So I've got lots of different woods up here. Thought it would be kind of cool to do that. I mean, I could go down here. I mean, obviously I'll need to get a picture of the sawtooth to do it, but the other thing I have to figure out is, because I'm going to be overlaying wood over this piece, and so it's going to be kind of sticking up a little bit. And the pieces I have are only like an 1/8 inch, so not too bad. But kind of rough idea sketching this here. I got to figure out, because I want to put that on there, but I also don't want it to just be bare and plain around the edge. I might end up just painting it or something. But after the mountains are initially cut out, like kind of do some kind of inlay things just to give it some texture. Going to represent snow or something on there. I don't know. I found a couple pictures um, online of the sawtooths that I think will work really well that I can trace. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still spitballing. It's, oh well. I mean, that's like just pure, like, kind of lame sketch there. But it at least gives me an idea, size-wise, what I'm working with here. That's something out of this piece I already did just for. Um. Hey, Scoopid, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, it's awesome too. I sharpened a chisel and one of my plane blades this morning. Was getting some just awesome little shavings off of it. I did have a couple. Yeah, you know the shavings are good when you can see through them. So made me exceedingly happy. I've never had hand tools that sharp before, so. See here. The hard part with this is on such small pieces, and it will be a little thinner. Actually came out pretty well. Angles. The actual piece will have a little more curves, I think, but the hard part will be working some of the inlay stuff. And I don't know. I may. We'll see how it goes. I may have to do I may have to just take a chisel and just carve out some inlays. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to cut out some angled stuff. I'm going to need some smaller blades, that's for certain. Get the real fine detail stuff. But I mean, something along those lines. But yeah, that makes me feel pretty good. All right, well, let's try. Time is at 9:25. I only got like 5 minutes left. Try this before we wrap up here. Cut this little funky circle thing out. So, take. This is what I'm going to be using more. So this is a piece of sapele. It's for oh, I'm blanking on the word. Not laminate. I'm blanking on it. Anyways, so this is, I don't know if the camera doesn't do it justice. Sapele has like this awesome shine to it. But I'll do the initial mountain scene out of that, and then I've got some other pieces that are the same thickness of yellow heart and maple that I can use to do some of the intricate inlay stuff. So, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. See how it goes. But, thinking. And cut a piece out to fit in there. Let's see how that goes. The peely's kind of cool too, is when you cut it, it kind of smells like cinnamon. Love this wood. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. A little off the line there, but that's something that can easily be refined down on a sander. Let's see here. That's the other thing with marquetry, from what I've learned, is you get it close, and you always have to kind of sand it a little bit, and tweak it a little bit to get it to fit. Which is to be expected. See how I did? Still got a little bit. I'm gonna make this fit, damn it. Here. Get up here where you guys can see what I'm doing instead of just being like, hey, jackass is off camera. All right, not a perfect fit, but at least gives me hope that I can do this. So there we go. Yep. Tells me it's doable. I actually feel a lot better about that project now. The biggest challenge, I think, will just be the size of the pieces now. I almost wonder if it would be better, instead of trying to cut into an existing piece, to do an in like that, if it would be better to like cut the outer rim and cut the next layer, just kind of do it in layers. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to play with it. Stupid cam. All right. Well, have to end stream for the day, so I got to get this garage done this weekend. Yeah, I wonder. All right, let's see. We can figure out. Tape 3 pieces together, cut out, and make 3 same but different. Yeah. So that way they all have the same basic shape, and then just kind of refine each one to be different. That could be cool. right, let's see here. Who should we raid? Car driving by making this horrid scraping noise. I'm like, what is going on? The front bumper is like scraping on the ground, and he doesn't seem to care. He's just driving. All right, let's see here. Who is on? Sarah's on. Let's see here. Yeah, let's raid. Let's raid Sarah. Not a whole lot of other people on right now. And last week I raided MS. So we'll raid Sarah. All right, that works. Well, thanks everybody for coming by the stream. I really appreciate it. And hanging out with me while I sharpened stuff and goofed off. So thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody take care. Have a good weekend. And we'll talk to you later.